Dear learners, Namaste. I am Dr. Shailendra Kumar Sharma. I am teaching as Assistant Professor in Government Model Degree College, Saharanpur, which is located in Uttar Pradesh. Prior to joining this college, I have been taught in a Constituent College of University of Delhi for around 7 years. In this session, we are going to learn to compute Mann-Whitney U-test of a moderately large sample and large sample with the help of steps and examples. So, let us first discuss about computation of Mann-Whitney U-test for moderately large samples. So, what is moderately large sample? That is a sample size that falls between 9 and 20. So, 9 to 20, the sample size is called moderately large samples. Let us now understand how to compute Mann-Whitney U-test for this moderately large sample with the help of an example. Suppose a researcher was carrying out a study on how two different teaching methods, lecture and group discussion, have an effect on academic performance of the students. The first group A, consisted of 11 students and were taught using lecture method, and the other group, that is group B, consisted of 9 students and were taught using group discussion method. The data obtained is given in table number 1.3. So, let us go through this table, that is 1.3. So, this is the data we have about two groups, group A, that is first group consisted of 11 students, and these groups were taught using lecture method, and second group, that is B group, consisted of 9 students and were taught using group discussion method. So, we have two kinds of teaching method here. First is lecture and second is group discussion. And the sample size of group A is 11 and the sample size of group B is 9. As you can see here, the scores under group A and group B. Under group A, the scores are 49, 39, 65, 62, 34, 45, 46, 65, 65, 66 and 85. And under group B, second group, we have these scores like 51, 48, 36, 37, 51, 56, 59, 78 and 83. And as I said, total sample size of this group B is n is equal to 9. So, let us go with first step 1, and step 1 is as like earlier methods. Step 1 is we have to formulate the null hypothesis. We have to start with formulating the null hypothesis, and the null hypothesis for this problem or for this particular example would be there will be no significant difference between the two groups with regard to their academic performance. And what would be the alternative hypothesis? Alternative would be the opposite of this particular null hypothesis, and that would be there would be significant difference between the two groups of teaching method with regard to their academic performance. So, now let us go ahead towards step number 2. Step number 2 is ranks are to be given to the combined scores from both groups. Now, we have to give ranking, we have to engage ourselves in ranking procedure, and the scores of both the groups are combined and then arranged in an ascending order and ranks are assigned to them. Rank 1 is allotted to the lowest score and the next above it will be given a rank 2 and so on. In case of tied score, the procedure similar to one that is used in Spearman's row is used. Thus, the scores are 251 scores. The ranks allotted are 9 plus 10 divided by 2, that would be 9.5. If we will compute 9 plus 10 means two scores are same, 51 scores are there, 51 scores has been repeated. I mean the frequency of this score is 2, means 51 and 51 2 times it has been occurred in data set. So, what would be the ranking of this? The ranking would be as per Spearman row procedure 9 plus 10. Suppose one comes at rank 9 and second suppose we take at rank number 10. So, we will first add these two ranks 9 plus 2 and we have to divide it by 2. So, the rank would be 9.5 for these two scores and the next score gets rank 11. We will leave rank number 3 and we will proceed ahead and we will give next score rank 11. So, further there are 365 scores. Thus, the rank would be, suppose first score comes at 14, second suppose we are keeping that score at rank number 15 and third one 16. So, we have to add these three ranks and we have to divide it by 3. So, 14 plus 15 plus 16 divided by 3 is equal to 15. So, thus the rank assigned to this score is 15 and the next score gets rank 17. As you can see here in this table number 1.4, academic performance of the students are given and ranks are also assigned. For example, you may take group 1, 34 is the lowest score and that is why the rank is given 1 and 2 is given to score 36, that is in group 2 audio video method or group discussion method. And similarly 37 scores is under group 2 and the rank assigned for this score is 3 and so forth on. So, you can see here the total sample size is given, n is equal to 11 and now ranks, the summation of ranks are computed and that is in R1 column, that is the value of this total summation is 119 and in group 2 category rank 2, the summation of rank 2 R2, the summation value is 91. Now, let us go with step number 3 and in step number 3 we have to compute the summation of the ranks in each group. As you can see also in table, the summations are computed and R1 is equal to 119 and R2 is equal to 91. So, the R1 plus R2 would be 210. The same can be checked as using a formula and this is given. N in bracket n plus 1 divided by 2, where n is equal to n1 plus n2, I mean total sample size. So, that would be 20 plus 1 divided by 2. So, 20 multiplied by 21 divided by 2 would be 420 divided by 2, and total value would be 210. So, the value obtained is 210 and is equal to the value we obtained after adding R1 and R2. Now, let us go with step number 4, and in step number 4 we have to compute u value. U can be computed using the following formula: u is equal to n1 multiplied by n2 plus in bracket n1 within bracket n1 plus 1 bracket close divided by 2 minus summation R1. The formula for u dash is as follows: u dash is equal to n1 multiplied by n2 plus n2 in bracket n2 plus 1 divided by 2 minus summation R2. So, let us compute using the values given in table 1.3. u is equal to 11 into 9 plus 11 plus 1 divided by 2 minus 119. So, total value would be 46. Find out u dash. Now, let us compute u dash using the formula as given. U dash is equal to n1 multiplied by n2 plus in bracket n2 in bracket n2 plus 1 divided by 2 minus summation R2, and the value would be 11 into 9 plus 9 plus 1 divided by 2 minus 91. So, total value would be 53, 144 minus 91. Further, the total of u and u dash needs to be equal to n1 n2. So, let us check it. U is equal to n1 n2 minus u dash. N1 is given 11 and n2 is 9, and u dash is equal to 53. So, the value would be 46. Now, let us understand step number 6. In step number 6, we have to interpret the results of u. In order to interpret the obtained u, we need to refer to the table value that is given in the table for Mann Whitney u in appendix of any statistical book. Referring to such a table, the table value with large sample one tail test as 11 and a small sample as 9 is 18 at 0.01 level of significance and 27 at 0.05 level of significance. So, the obtained u is 46 and that is higher than the table value. Thus, the null hypothesis is accepted and it can be said that there is no significant difference in the academic performance with regard to the two teaching method. Now, let us compute Mann Whitney u test for large samples. So, we are going to discuss how we compute Mann Whitney u test when samples are large in nature. A large sample is a sample that is more than 20. The distribution for such a sample could appear similar to normal distribution, and thus in this case the formula for Z can be employed in order to find out if significant difference exists between the two groups. Let us now try to understand the computation of Mann Whitney u test for large samples with the help of an example. Suppose a researcher wanted to find if significant difference exists in attitude towards environment of individuals in rural and urban areas. The data collected is given in following table, and this is the table number 1.5, and scores on attitude towards environment along with their ranks are computed and given. Individuals from rural area in first section, In next column rank 1 is given, and in next column individual from urban area. This is the sample number 2, and for the scores of sample number 2 ranks are also assigned here, and similar procedures have been followed as we have talked about while discussing when data sample was moderately. So, same procedure has been followed also here. So, step number 1, let us go with the step number 1. The data collected should be tabulated as it is tabulated in table number 1.5. The data is to be organized in first step in a table form with his scores as obtained by participant in each group, and after that we have to go with step number 2, and in step number 2 we have to rank the scores as was done in previous section. In similar manner, ranks are to be given to the scores. Rank 1 is given to the lowest score, and the last score gets the highest rank. Tied ranks are also given as was discussed earlier in previous section. Now come to step number 3. In step number 3, we have to give rank for each group are to be summated. So, summation of ranks should be there in step number 3. Thus, summation R1 is equal to, after summation the value would be 326, and after summation of R2 the value would be 496. Now, we have to add these values R1 plus R2, and this would be 326 plus 494, and that would be 820. And now, this can be checked using the formula as given below. Formula is n in bracket n plus 1 divided by 2, where n here is n stands for total sample size. N means n1 plus n2. N1 is equal to 40. So, 40 in bracket 40 plus 1 divided by 2. So, the score would be 40 into 41 divided by 2. Total would be 1640 divided by 2, and the total value would be 820. The value obtained is 210 and is equal to the value we obtained after adding R1 and R2. Now, we have to compute U. U can be computed using the following formula. U is equal to n1 n2 plus in bracket n1 in bracket n2 n1 plus 1 divided by 2 minus summation R1. And the formula for U dash is as given under. U dash is equal to n1 multiplied by n2 plus in bracket n2 in bracket n2 plus 1 divided by 2 minus summation R2. Let us now compute U using the values given in table 1.3. U is equal to n1 multiplied by n2 plus n1 in bracket n1 plus 1 divided by 2 minus summation R1. So, the value would be 20 into 20 plus 20 in bracket 20 plus 1 divided by 2 minus 326, and that would be 400 plus 220 in bracket 21 divided by 2 minus 326, and the total value would be, after subtraction, total value would be 284. Now, let us discuss step 5, and under step 5 we have to find out U dash using the formula given in the U dash is equal to n1 into n2 plus in bracket n2 plus 1 divided by 2 minus summation R2. So, the value would be 20 into 20 plus 20 in bracket 20 plus 1 divided by 2 minus 494 is equal to 400 plus 20 in bracket 21 divided by 2 minus 494. Thus, u would be 284 and u dash would be 116. Further, the total of u and u dash needs to be equal to n1 n2. So, let us cross check it. U is equal to n1 n2 minus u dash. So, total would be 20 into 20 minus 116. So, the value would be 400 minus 116 and this would be 284. Now, let us go with step number 5. We have to compute z. Step number 6. Now, we need to compute z with the help of following formula, and the formula is this: z is equal to u minus in bracket n1 n2 divided by 2 under root n1 n2 n1 plus n2 plus 1 divided by 12. So, this would be the total value 284 minus 400 by 2 under root 400 into 41 divided by 12. So, the total would be 284 minus 200 and the value would be 2.27. In place of u, you could have taken u dash. The z value obtained in either case would remain same. Z is equal to minus u dash and this is the formula we have: n1 n2 divided by 2 under root n1 n2 n1 plus n2 plus 1 divided by 12, and the value would be 116 minus 20 into 20 divided by 2 under root 20 plus 20 plus 1 divided by 12. 116 minus 400 upon 2 under root 400 into 41 divided by 12 and the value would be 2.27. Thus, the z value obtained would be 2.27. Now, interpretation of z value. To interpret the z value, we will be required to refer to the table value from the table for z value that is given in appendix of any statistical book. In this context, it can be said that if the z value is higher or equal than 1.96, then u is interpreted as significant at 0.05 level of significance for two-tailed test, and thus null hypothesis is rejected. And if the obtained z value is higher than 2.58 or is equal to 2.58, u is interpreted as significant at 0.01 level of significance for two-tailed test, and thus null hypothesis is rejected. With regard to one-tailed test, the z value needs to be higher than or equal to 1.64 at 0.05 level of significance and higher than or equal to 2.33 at 0.1 level of significance in order to reject the null hypothesis. The z value obtained by us is 2.27, which is less than or equal to 2.58 for 0.01 level of significance, but of more than 1.96. Thus, it can be said that u is significant at 0.05 level and null hypothesis can be rejected. This indicates that the null hypothesis is rejected, and one may conclude that there is a significant difference in the attitude towards environment of individuals belonging to rural and urban areas of residence. Now, come to the conclusion part. The conclusion is Mann-Whitney U test can be explained as a powerful non-parametric test and an effective alternative to independent t-test. It can be used adequately with variables that are continuous and discrete and can be effectively used with a small sample. Though in terms of power, it is less powerful compared to independent t-test, but its power is higher than other non-parametric tests like median test and other tests. Thank you.